That was very powerful. Okay, so moving on to the convergence method part of the show. So the picture to this showed up about, I don't know, an hour before the broadcast. So I'll just actually make a new screen. Here we go. Hold on. So the feminine energy, the reemergence, as a transition said, of, oh, thanks, Brandy. That was very nice. The reemergence of the feminine energy is very much a feeling energy. I often call it a sensual energy. It's like five senses. You actually you feel this energy happening. You don't think it, you feel it. And if you're watching this, because I clip these two sections out and then I upload them to YouTube and the wrestleto.com website, you can go to it there. I'll just put it in the comments here. Hold on. Go. There you go. This is a Facebook Live that I've pulled this from, so I just put this into the comments. There you can find the archives of the past show, podcasts of the show, and then clips. So I take the manifesting segment, conversion segment, and I pull the clips out. You'll just see it, and I upload them to YouTube and they're in playlists and all that cool stuff. We also have an app as well. I'll put the link to it in the wrestleto.com website, and I'll put the link here as well in a comment if you're watching this live on Facebook. Where was I going? Here we go. So the feminine energy, this is kind of interesting. The feminine energy doesn't think. Doesn't mean it's stupid, of course. But the feminine energy doesn't think, it feels. Masculine energy thinks. You see, this is why it's so powerful that there's that blending of the two and the exclusion of neither. Because the feminine energy is creative energy. The feminine energy wants to give form to something. And what's the something it's giving form to? It's the thoughts, it's the daydreams, it's the fantasies, it's all that kind of stuff. That's the framework that as the feminine energy is introduced or invited or enhanced, it gives form to that. So what's so powerful about embracing the feminine energy flow is it puts you back in touch with your body and it pulls you out of your thoughts. So I'll just give you a quick review here if you're just watching this segment. We'll just go back to this for a second. This is you. This is your spirit, your soul. This is your mind. This is your thoughts, right? And your spirit observes your thoughts, but it's not caught up in them. But so often we're caught up in our thoughts, so there's no differentiation. So that's what he talked about in the first portion of the show. Again, if you want to check it out, go to wrestleto.com, scroll down, you'll see that portion of it. Now, the feminine energy is all about the body part, the body portion of the mind, body, spirit. So hold on. This is you. And as I said, I am, or your soul, or your spirit. And then this is your mind. Talked about that, which tends to be not this linear, but tends to be masculine. And then there is your body, which tends to be feminine. So convergence is about this. Convergence is about introducing that feminine energy and feeling it, right? Feeling that feminine energy in our body. So what does this do? When we're doing that, it draws us out of here. So I'll give you a really quick example. Something as simple as deep conscious breathing. Now, what do I mean by that? When you breathe, a nice deep breath, but really focus on the sensations that you're feeling in your body. The air as it flows in and out, right? Just feel, bring your focus to your body. What is your body feeling, right? And just really focus in on the sensations. Now, it doesn't matter what the sensations are, which we'll get to in a second here. What matters is you focus in on the sensations. Because if you're focusing on the sensations, two things are happening. They're kind of two parts of the same thing. What you're doing is you're bringing your focus into the present moment because your body's always present moment. And the second thing is, if you're focusing on this, you're not focusing on your damn mind and all the thoughts that are going on like crazy inside there. See, to manifest significant, profound, long-lasting change, it's been my experience, you need to get out of your mind. Because your mind is going to tries to maintain the status quo, homeostasis. So it doesn't want anything to change. And because you're growing, evolving, and expanding, it doesn't like it. Now, it's not your enemy, although it can feel that way. But it doesn't want change. And so if you're trying to introduce change, well, you're stuck in the middle of it. It's going to be very, very difficult for those. So the first step is to get outside of it. Feminine energy flow, and we have exercises in the workshops and classes and things like this on how to really embrace that and stir that up. I'll maybe do a online thing or something like that here in a bit. But by doing that, it takes you out of there, right? So something as simple as breathing. Anything that creates or tunes you into what the sensations in your body are feeling, which is a kind of a neat segue into this picture that I received, again, about an hour before the broadcast. Oh, I'll use a different color. Okay. So I just received this. So I might receive some updates as I'm drawing it. So you think of this as, let's say, 0. So what this means, I'm going to use the word here. Peace, we could use the word observer. Is it this way? I don't know. Observer. So you're not really feeling anything, right? You're just in that very peaceful state. So then we have a line that goes like this. And this is, and I'm listing at the same time. Okay, this is sensations in your body. Okay, so it's sensations in your body, and it has a scale. So this 0 is here, right? And then it goes up. I'm going to put that in a different spot. So 0, and I'm just making up numbers, right? Let's say to 10. So this is intensity. Let me think. Let me see if I can do this better. This is intensity. That's really bad, but it works. So 0 is you're not feeling anything, right? And then as it goes up, the intensity or the depth, another word you could put, in the sensations of your body increase. So when you're focusing on your breath, you're really focusing in on your body. So as you focus in on your body, it's going to start to move up this scale, right? Now, the more you move up this scale, the more present moment you are. Well, this is good. Okay, the more present moment you are. And down here is thinking. Isn't that interesting, right? So this is your, oh, okay, hold on. Oh, I see, got it. Told you there'd be updates. So I think this will fit there. Another way of looking at this right here, right? Your I am, your mind, your body. So this is your I am, this is your body, this is your mind. All right. Now, as we tune into the sensations that our body is feeling, the greater the intensity, the more we're in the present moment. Now, isn't that interesting? I'm just kind of hearing this as you guys are. Now, here's the other thing that's really cool. What have I got for colors here? This is going to be pleasure. This is going to be pain. Okay, now this might seem a little bit out there, but pleasure is on this side and pain is on this side. Another way to look at it, they're really two aspects of the same thing. So what does that mean? That means that when you're feeling pleasure, you can also feel pain. But here's the other thing. If you're feeling pain, you can also feel pleasure. They're really intrinsically connected in a very powerful way. Now, I personally like this one a lot more than this one, but it's been my experience that you're going to experience both of them. And when you're growing, expanding, evolving, right, you're going to be feeling this. However, that also puts you in the neighborhood of feeling this. So in this really interesting way, whatever it is, as this increases, it brings you more and more into the present moment. So the more pleasure that you feel and the depth of that pleasure, the more you're out of here and the more you're here, which puts you in this very powerful creative state. You see, that's why as you're visualizing, as you're imagining, if you or as you create that pleasurable state, that sensual pleasurable state in your body, and then you do it, it's even more powerful because you're even more in this present moment. And then, of course, the feminine energy is flowing through you, that's what creates. Right? Another way to think of it is the masculine is a recipe for something, but the feminine is all the ingredients and putting together to actually create the damn thing. Right? The recipe looks really nice, but you can't eat it. Right? It's the feminine energy that creates the cake or the pie or whatever. And so the more you're into that, the more you're experiencing that, the more powerful the manifesting is. Now, having said that, this is also here too. And I think this is one of the reasons why, as we're growing and expanding and evolving, it is going to be a mix of this and this. And as I said, well, we don't necessarily have to like this. Understanding the power in it is what's important. And again, we could talk about this for a long time, but understanding as you're growing and expanding that you're probably going to experience both of them. But one is not the villain and one is not the hero. They are, again, are two aspects of the same thing. So if you're experiencing pain, right? And emotions are physical sensations, right? So let's say emotional pain. If you're experiencing those physical sensations in your body that are painful and they're a fairly high degree, know that just on the other side is that same depth and that same degree and that same intensity of pleasure. And so often we allow ourselves, mostly because we don't understand it, to get stuck in the pain and think that the more pain we're in, the further away we are from pleasure. But when you understand it this way, you understand that they're right on the same side. And fortunately, we don't have to do this and make that long journey. It can flip over from one to the other, back and forth, very simply and easily. No, very simply, not necessarily easily. And so I think what this does for me, my whole thing about warriors in training is a warrior doesn't go looking for a fight, but they're ready if one finds them. And yeah, in a perfect world, in a theoretical world, it's all roses and sunshine and things just go and away it goes. But it's my experience that that's not the case. You're going to experience both of those. You don't go looking for it, but you understand that it's part of the process. And even pain has a purpose because it helps keep us in the present moment. And we can take the energy that creates the sensations that we've decided are pain and transmute that into pleasure, which again are a topic for another discussion. But the takeaway from this is, while pain isn't necessarily comfortable or something that we're looking for, it's not inherently bad. And it really does effectively bring us into the present moment, which is why the techniques that I teach in convergence is so powerful, because it helps us embrace and immerse ourselves in that feminine energy, which is sensual energy, and the pleasure that comes along with it, because it's such a powerful way of transmuting the same energy that creates the experience of pain and actually switching it over into pleasure, which is again topic for another show. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Let's see, I think that is just about it. GetRustleto.com. I put it on the you know what, if you are just hold on a sec. If you're watching this on YouTube or something like that, I'm just going to do this. There you go. It's right there. There it is. There. Rustleto.com, which will give you the archives of the show. Oh, thanks, Brandy. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was really strong, really powerful. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. All right, kids. Share. We're all in this together. See you on the web.